I prepare a piece of canvas the same size as my drawing, then I have it right here. And basically what I like to start with is to show you this method that it's really personalized. This is a method that I start to develop and start to use when I teach my beginners oil painting student, because it gives a little bit easier, better transition before start creating colors on your canvas. I would like to use burnt sienna. And after we smear the colors in the canvas, I'm going to show you how I use this personalized method. And then we'll give you the chance to see how I transfer the drawing directly on a wet surface. And let me show you how I'll do that. So first what I'll do, I choose my colors, which will be a burnt sienna, and then I spread this on the canvas. So let me show you a little bit closer. So as you can see, it's really oily. It doesn't need to have a lot of pigment. You want to just stain the canvas. So the canvas, instead to be white, it will start to have this little transparent color. And now that it's wet with the oil, I'm just going to scoop a little bit of burnt sienna, so the pigment, and spread and make the canvas a little bit more darker in tones. So the tonality of the canvas will start to change. So when I scratch off the lines that I need while I'm tracing the drawing, it will give a sense of relief. So it will really create a print directly on top of the canvas. So now I'm just taking this burnt sienna, and you will see the colors is going to be much darker. You see how much darker? So I'm just going to go over this wet surface and making the whole canvas a little bit more darker. Okay, that's pretty good, almost done. Now that I cover the whole canvas with the burnt sienna, I'm going to take my drawing. So that's my original drawing, it's right here. And I'm going to apply the drawing that fit exactly the size of the canvas on top with two little clips. So you see the canvas and the drawing on top. Okay, now then I apply the drawing on top of the wet canvas. We can use either a pencil or a pen and start to mark all the edge that I see in my drawing. If I lift my paper now, you can see the appearance of my drawing slowly. So I will continue with this, and then as soon as I finish my trace, I'll show you how to complete the underpainting. I'm almost finished to trace all my drawing, and now I'm about to reveal the result of this tracing directly on a wet canvas. So let me show you. So if I lift the paper, now you can see the drawing is on the canvas. It's really a nice method to transfer the drawing. Now we can recreating the same value before the canvas is totally dry, We create the same value by introducing a little bit ultramarine blue mixed with burnt sienna. Simply taking advantage of this surface, they still wet. So let me show you how I like to continue before let the underpainting dry, mixing burnt sienna with ultramarine blue. Okay. So as you can see, pick a little bit ultramarine blue with a little bit burnt sienna and really create a little dark. And then with the dark I can just apply some on the canvas. So automatically applying a little bit the second tone with the ultramarine blue, you should be able to start to give to the canvas a different appearance. Start to moving away from the flat idea of the drawing. So as you can see, I'm trying to dark the leaves, and so they will give us separation. I separate the three flowers from the greens, simply making it a little bit darker. And that's a beautiful exercise, a beautiful way to start to becoming a little bit more acquaintance with different tones. And then for the light part instead, I'm going to use a little piece of napkin, and instead of apply the white pigment, I'm going to wipe it off a little bit, some of the burnt sienna, because it's still wet, it's still fresh. So as you can see, this way to create an underpainting is a little bit more, much more simplified. So instead to apply more pigment, we clean the canvas. Blend a little bit of shadow. That's what the stage where typically I suggest to my student to enjoy a little bit the process of finding this relationship of dark and light without using white. So that's why it makes it much more simplified and easier to handle the pigment, because you can just apply dark and then smear it on the canvas, and then if you don't like it or something start to look a little bit too overwhelmed or maybe too powerful with tonality, you can just simply wipe it off with a piece of paper, with a piece of napkin. Just creating in a really simplistic way. That's why I call this more a personalized way to create an underpainting. And then with a little bit burnt sienna and a little touch of ultramarine blue, I was able to recreate a little bit an atmosphere on the canvas. So some parts are a little bit darker, some parts they're a little bit mid-tones, and instead to apply white to create the light tones. So I was able to wipe it off a little bit, the extra oil, so automatically creates a lighter tones. So I hope you enjoy it, and I'm going to let it dry, and I look forward to see you the next step. So the step number 3. The step number 1 was to creating the drawing, the composition, and rearrange the space on the paper. The second step is this one, creating an underpaint using this personalized method, which is basically I take advantage of the wet canvas and I transfer directly the drawing on a wet canvas. And then the third step will be to introducing the colors. By introducing the colors, I will be able to show you my palette. It will be a limit palette, only with 3 colors plus white. Okay, so I will continue a little bit to clean my canvas, and I will let it dry, and then I will come back to do my colors.